that's our goal, and Krista knows this. Like when we're talking about grant writing, right? If a grant writer says, "Hey Kim, let me know about your nonprofit. I'm gonna go write a grant for you. Pay me $5,000 right now." You'd be like, "Okay, I'm paying you $5,000," and they go try to write a grant for you. But then if they get to that grant application, they're like, "Okay, well, I don't got these things. I don't got." Now you just pay somebody $5,000 to supposedly write the grant, and you ain't even got everything else you need to write the grant, right? And so what me and Crystal are doing is taking you through a system, right, and a process to ensure that you can get the dollars, right? And so phase 1 is this grant readiness 30-day coaching. We're going to go through checklists. We're going to go through different forms. We're going to make sure you have your strategic plan. You look at your budget, organizational budget. If Kim and her husband say, you know what, we want to create this program to multiple cities, we need to have multiple city programmatic budgets. We need to look at our partners that we're going to have in these different cities, because we can't do this work all by ourselves, right? I should not have a nonprofit in Dallas, Texas saying I got truckloads of food that's coming to my city and I got to pay $4,000 to $6,000 to pay for the freight, right? And that's where the whole grant readiness piece is really essential. Then we graduate from the grant readiness piece. Then we can say, you know what? I know everything I'm going to do. I got my strategic plan down packed. I got my board member documents. I got all my organization documents ready to go. I know my budgets. I know my 990s. If I have my 990, I got all these different things packaged, ready to go. Hey, Blake, let me go I need to find 10 to 15 funding opportunities that align what I want to do for my nonprofit. If it's group homes, if it's serving special needs, if it's cannabis, whatever the case may be, right? My team will, after you graduate from the grant readiness piece, will find you 10 to 15 mission and vision aligned grant opportunities for you. And you may have a grant writer already on staff. You may have somebody ready to write the narratives for you. So once you get that 10 to 15, you can go run the play. You already grant ready. I'm going to make sure that you already got 10 to 15 opportunities. Now you can go apply for the grants. But now you say, what? I need help to actually write the grants. I never experienced a writing grant before. I don't know what goes in my proposal narrative. I don't know when it talks about grant evaluation and metrics, success objectives, all those different things. I don't know what that looks like in actual application, right? And I need a grant writer. Someone, when Kim and her husband are giving me all these ideas, that me and my team can take these ideas, process your thoughts, and write a compelling, concise, and clear, right, narrative to a funder. Because guess what? There's a funder out there might want to invest into cannabis. There's a funder out there want to probably invest into group homes. There's a funder out there might want to invest into special needs. But I need to hear that from your standpoint as the CEO and founder, and your story to write into the narrative to be able to secure the dollars for you, right? And that's the third phase of this process. It will be a disservice for me and Crystal say, let's go write grants right now for anybody, right? Because then we're going to spend so much time just getting all the things ready to go to write the grant. And we see this all the time for our people, right? What's the biggest issue is the reason that we don't get the fundings is not because we don't have great stories. It's not that we're not doing great things in our community. Like for someone saying like, I got a partnership with the Dallas Mavericks, like you guys are doing phenomenal stuff already. It's not that you're not doing the work. It's just when the funding opportunity finally opens up, we're scrambling to get everything together. And that's why me and my team, when I work with clients, we can turn grant applications over faster because we're not worrying about trying to collect all these documents. And part of the grant writing process is not just the writing itself. It's the research, right? It's the package itself, right? And when you get a grant evaluation rubric, it's going to ask for certain things in that grant application. 20%, you're going to be evaluated on this. 40% on this. Another 20% on this. Another 10% on that, right? 40% may just be the written content. But do we got some phenomenal letters of support from community partners? Do we have phenomenal MOUs with great community partners? Do we have a good, clear budget? Is our number zeroed out from income to expenses? Do we know hey, Crystal, do we know our in-kind donation values of the items that we got to contribute to our organization? Hey, Kim and husband, did we, Saint, you said Saint, my fault. Hey, Saint, did we get 30 pounds of cannabis donated to our organization? What is that value of that? What is that value of in-kind donation? We need to know that, right? Because now when I go to a funder and we write a story saying, hey, somebody donated 50 pounds of cannabis that's worth $30,000, whatever the case may be, it's in-kind donation. and we're using it to fight, diabetes, whatever the case may be, all the health disparities we're trying to go against, right? And so that's the third phase of the process. We go from grant readiness, we go to grant research, and then we go to grant writing.
Yeah.
If I don't care if it's me or myself, if anybody's not doing that, taking you through that process, they're just taking your money and they're failing you as a nonprofit or leader.
Yeah. And I think Glenn says, can they write the fee? And correct me if I'm wrong, you're not allowed to write the fee to write the grant inside. You have to pay a grant writer to write
and
the
I want
they do not allow you. Yeah. Go ahead, Blake.
I'm 30 seconds on that. And I'm gonna ask y'all, and anybody can answer this question. And this is like the misconception for grant writings. Grant writers, like they just get a bad rep. And they feel like, okay, well, I got this person, I'm gonna pay this person. There's no promise that we're gonna get the grant. No grant writer. I'm gonna tell you, there's no promise that you're gonna get a grant.
Yeah.
I'll be lying through my teeth. Now there's conversion rates, there's success rates that I would say, yes, we're gonna try to make sure we're 30% successful in the grants that we write. You know what I mean? That's how we in the grant world, that's how everybody operates. We don't say 100% you're gonna get 100% funded. That will be lying to you. So what we say is, and I was telling my grant writer, my team this other day, in the for-profit world, if you go pay somebody to create a business plan for you, create a strategic plan for you, they got the pitch deck ready for you, they got your talking track ready for you, they prepped you for everything, made 100 slides, SWOT analysis, all these different things for your for-profit business to go get an investor, to invest in your company, take out equity, right? So you go do a thing like Shark Tank, you go to investor to investor. You think that first investor gonna cut you a check for $100,000 off that great pitch deck, off that great proposal, off that great pitch? You may not get that first investment. You're gonna go, but then the third pitch you give, the fourth pitch, you may take you 5 or 6 pitches to get that one investor to say, man, I believe in you, Saint. I believe in you, Kim. I believe in you, Tanya. Like, here's a check to you. You're not going to go back to that company that wrote that pitch deck that prepared you for that investment to say, hey, I'm not going to pay you for helping me get this $1 million investment, this $100,000 investment. Grant writers, not just me, I'm talking about for all grant writers out there across the world, right? The misconception is like, I want you to write a full proposal to go get me a HUD grant, a federal grant, a state level grant, a community foundation grant for free. And I will, based on you securing the funds, then I will write you into the grant. And I will say is this: my first grant that I talked about, the $172,000 grant that I got, I paid a grant writer, and we didn't get the grant. What I did was I took everything that grant, and every grant writer should give you the written content to your grant proposal. They do not need to keep, that's your content. You own that content. So now when you go to another funder, and that's what I did. I took everything that grant writer wrote. I was upset. I was like, oh man, I didn't get this grant. It was a state grant. It was my first grant ever writing. I went for the gusto. A 6-figure grant, my first grant, like I went for a big grant in 2017. I applied for the grant. I didn't get it. After I got out my feelings and out of my emotions, I had 24 hours to be mad as I don't know what. I asked the funder, I said, can you give me my rubric on how you guys graded me? So I want to improve my next application. I apply for the next opportunity. Most funders will give you the rubric, and you can see, oh man, I was only 2 points off of that area. I can improve on that. I was only 5 off of that area. I can improve on that. Oh, it wasn't clarity in this section of the application. I can improve on that. And what I did from that grant in 2017 helped yield me to get the grant multiple years. So that one time I got denied, I got approved for $172,000, and then we got renewed for a $200,000 grant because I just took the feedback off the first time I got denied. So my job as a grant writer for anybody I work with, regardless if we get denied the first time, we're going to take that content, we're going to take that feedback from that funder, and we're going to approve on the proposal narrative. But we're going to eliminate the risk factor in that by going through the grant readiness process. And also, when we look at the grant research process, another problem people mess up on is this is applying to opportunities. We're trying to fit our program into the grant opportunity. And that's a huge problem. Like, all I see is, oh my God, the Urban League got a grant. United Way got a grant. Like, Impact 100 Atlanta got a grant. It's like, oh, it's money out here. It's money out here. I'm going to apply to it. And then you look at the proposal like, we kind of do this. We kind of do that. And like, you kind of like, changing up your mission and changing up your core values to fit the grant opportunity. And then when you get the denial letter back, like, oh, unfortunately, we didn't approve your application. No, I'm going to teach you how to eliminate that part about it by putting you in position, how you find funders, what messenger you go out to talk to funders, right? How do you set up meetings with funders just to talk about your idea before you actually write the grant application so you don't waste your time? Mm-hmm. And that's a whole process. It's called vetting, right? We got to, the way we go, you know, Saint and Kim, when y'all went on y'all first date, before y'all was married, he had to court you, right? He had to, he had to show some love to you. He had to show some signs of chivalry, open some doors, take you on a few days, get to talk to you. Funders are the same way. Yeah. They want to know, okay, what are we aligned? Are we on the same, on the same wavelength? Is the funding priority that you got listed on your website, is it a funding priority for this grant cycle? Maybe I need to wait till the next grant cycle. Mm-hmm. And I'm teaching you guys that all through the 30 days. Yeah. And I know I'm dropping too much right now, but